There is a very specific type of cold that settles into your bones when you realize that someone you once trusted has spent months whispering poison into the ears of everyone you know. It is not the cold of winter, it is the cold of betrayal. You wake up one morning, and the social architecture you spent years building has been quietly dismantled while you were sleeping. Your friends are looking at you differently, their texts are shorter, their energy is off. The flock is pulling away, and you cannot get a clean read on why. And then the pattern resolves. Someone has been running a campaign. Not a loud one, not a confrontational one. A quiet, surgical, behind-the-scenes operation, designed to corrode the way people see you before you ever get a chance to speak. I'm Silas, and your first instinct right now is to run. Your radar, the amygdala, is already firing because it reads this correctly as a survival-level threat. You want to call people, send voice notes, write the paragraphs that set the record straight, and prove that the version of you being circulated is a forgery. That instinct is wired deep, and it makes complete sense. Stop, not because the truth doesn't matter, but because you are about to spend your highest quality cognitive energy on the lowest resolution audience available to you. The smear campaign is not a disaster. It is the ultimate network audit of your life, and if you know how to read the data correctly, it will hand you more operational clarity than 5 years of conventional therapy ever could. A narcissist does not smear people they have neutralized. They smear people they can no longer control. Sit with that for a moment, because the implications are significant. The campaign is not evidence of your weakness. It is evidence of your upgrade. When you stopped performing for them, when you stopped flinching on cue, when you stopped feeding their system with a reliable reaction, their only remaining move was to go external. They could not breach your Sentinel OS anymore, so they attempted to corrupt the way other nodes in your network read your data. This is social malware. It is a distributed attack. The narcissist sends out corrupt data packets to every node in your social network. In friends, family, coworkers, mutual acquaintances, each one containing a carefully edited narrative designed to render you as unstable, dangerous, cold, or dishonest. The objective is not to destroy you directly. The objective is to isolate you, because an isolated target is a controllable target. They are engineering a hostile environment, and betting that the environment itself will do the work of breaking you down. Here is the piece of intelligence they are counting on you not having. A lie requires a low-resolution receiver to function. The malware only installs on systems that skip the verification check. If someone in your circle receives a story about you, and their immediate response is to pull away without ever coming to you directly, they were never a high-fidelity ally. Without asking for your side, without cross-referencing the source, then they were never a high-fidelity ally. They were network noise. And the narcissist just did you the operational favor of labeling them clearly, at their own expense. Before the audit moves outward, it runs inward first. The narcissist has studied you. They know your pressure points with precision. Because sentinels always carry a strong awareness of how they are perceived, and that awareness is a feature, not a flaw. But here they are attempting to weaponize it. They are engineering a situation where your own guilt or defensiveness becomes the proof of their lie. They want you frantic. They want you over-explaining. They want the long messages that can be screenshotted, clipped, and redistributed without context. Because a panicked sentinel looks exactly like the profile they distributed. When you stay calm, something precise happens at the neurological level. Your prefrontal cortex, the strategist, stays online. You are not running on pure radar output. You are processing with full cognitive resolution. And that stillness generates what I call a data inconsistency in the field. The people watching you, even the ones who receive the malware, are running their own pattern recognition in the background. They were handed a profile. They expected chaos from you, defensiveness, a meltdown that would confirm the story. When they observe stillness instead, the narrative they were given begins to glitch. Your signal does not match the profile. And that inconsistency plants a seed of doubt in even the most easily influenced receiver, without you saying a single word in your own defense. Now the flying monkeys, they are not independent agents. They are proxy servers, rebroadcasting a signal they received without generating a single original analysis of it. They arrive carrying the narcissist's talking points, slightly rephrased but structurally identical. They ask loaded questions. They relay information back. They perform concern while functioning as active surveillance tools. And the trap that burns out almost every sentinel is the impulse to reason with them. Do not. Not because the truth isn't worth speaking, but because a proxy server does not have the hardware to process it in this state. They are not in genuine inquiry. They are in social compliance. They have already calculated which version of reality is safer for them to hold, and it is the one that keeps them in good standing with the system running the attack. Pouring high-fidelity processing power into a speaker that only plays one frequency is not strategy. It is an energy drain with a guaranteed zero return. Acknowledge the noise. Do not feed it. And this brings us to the most underrated intelligence yield of the entire experience, the sentinel filter. A smear campaign force reveals the signal-to-noise ratio of your entire social network in real time. The nodes that go dark, the people who disappear without asking a single question, the ones who were close until the social cost of that closeness went up, those are not losses. Those are diagnostic results. Your Sentinel OS just identified every low-resolution connection you were maintaining at significant energy cost. The narcissist did the heavy lifting of clearing your network, and they paid for the privilege with their own credibility. The nodes that stay lit are a different category entirely. The people who come to you directly, who say they heard something and want your side of it, who sit in the discomfort of an unresolved narrative. Because their signal to you is stronger than their need for social simplicity, those are your high-accuracy detectors. The green nodes, and a small network of green nodes carries infinitely more operational value than a large network of gray ones. Now the long game, because this is where the architecture of truth becomes your primary strategic asset. Lies are unstable code. That is not a philosophical position. It is a functional reality. A lie requires constant maintenance. The narcissist has to track what they told each person, update the narrative as new events occur, and manage the contradictions that surface when multiple receivers begin comparing notes. Every fabrication they release is a variable they must monitor indefinitely, and variables accumulate errors at scale. The system will eventually decalibrate under its own weight. Your truth is immutable data. It requires no maintenance. It does not contradict itself. It does not need version updates. If you stay consistent, if you simply live in a way that does not match the profile they distributed, the narcissist's narrative will develop cracks on its own timeline. People will begin registering the inconsistencies. The story will fracture. And those fractures will widen without you ever having to touch them. Here is the operational protocol. When a proxy server arrives carrying the signal, your response is singular and final. You are aware that stories are being told. Those who know you know the truth. You are not engaging the noise. Say it once, do not elaborate. Elaboration is an invitation to negotiate your own reality, and your reality is not a negotiation. Cut all data feeds to the narcissist immediately. Zero data, mirror void. If they cannot see your life, they cannot update their lies. Every piece of information that reaches them, your peace, your progress, your new connections, your wins, becomes ammunition in an active attack. Go dark not from fear, from strategy. Then live at the highest fidelity you are capable of. Be so grounded, so consistent, so visibly calibrated that the distributed lie looks like a system error to anyone running a functional brain. This is not performance. This is the natural output of a sentinel who has stopped hemorrhaging energy into the noise and redirected the full current toward signal. You are not losing your reputation. You are shedding a skin that was already too small for the system you have become. The storm is not a punishment, it is a pressure test. And pressure tests do not break sentinels, they surface them. If you have come through a smear campaign and found a smaller, cleaner, more honest network waiting on the other side, drop a candle in the comments. Let the other truth-tellers in this pack know that the signal burns through the fog. Every single time. Stay rare. Silas out. End of transmission.